lot of people ask me, why would I start a home or have a place for kids that were dying with HIV/AIDS? My dreams at 6 years old became a reality. I do have a home with 100 kids. I've been a missionary in Thailand since 1972, and I also have 3 adopted children. I started Agape Home in a very small place over by the airport here in Chiang Mai. I had a choice that day when I was working in the government orphanage, and I walked up the stairs on a Monday morning, and in that room there was a lot of little kids that were dying with AIDS. And it was like an assembly line. The nannies had rubber gloves on. They would put them in bed sheets, take them out and bath them. If they lived, they brought them back. If they did not, then they would be cremated. It was that picture that really stirred me to do what I'm doing today. What I saw that morning was the value of an individual. Why would those kids have to die without anyone touching them? Or why would they have to die without anyone going near them? Why? Because, they're just as human as I am. In that room of about 8 on a mat, there was one little girl. And she had been discharged from the hospital, full-blown AIDS, and she was dying. But I did pray a prayer that day as I walked out of that room. You've got to have a seed to start something. So that little seed of a girl that was 2 years old, left to die, unnoticed, and of no value to society, that's the seed that had produced the fruit that I'm doing today. And Nikki is my daughter. I adopted her. She is HIV. She is 26 today and still alive. I never regret of anything I've ever done. We've had over 60 kids die, but not one of these kids ever died without someone holding them and loving them and watching them die. I was at the hospital with kids a lot the first 2 years because our kids were sick and dying. I was there at night and I heard an 11-year-old girl crying out. She wanted an ice cream. That's all she wanted. She's dying. She's in the last stage of AIDS. And I'm hearing her. I'm so hot inside that I just want an ice cream. I ran to my nannies. I said, get on your motorbike and go out and buy an ice cream for that little girl. I gave it to the girl and she died shortly after. There was another little girl that I would pass by the nurse's station, a little over a year old. Her big eyes would follow me every time I would pass by her crib. No one picked her up. No one was touching them. They were all AIDS. But her eyes was letting off such a cry to be touched. I never even told the doctors. I said to the nurses, I want to take this little girl to Agape. I wrapped her up in a little sheet. I brought her to Agape. I gave her to a volunteer, and she sat in the rocking chair, and she rocked her until she died. I wrapped her little body up. I put her back in the nurse's station. No one even noticed that she was gone. I'm investing into somebody else's life so they can have an opportunity as well. And it doesn't matter if they're HIV, kids that come in abandoned. It has nothing to do with their status or their history. I have a little boy over there. He's just 1 month old. Brought him in at 25 days old. And I'm watching people pick him up, and they're holding him, walking, talking, looking, and responding, because I want him to grow up with a future. Agape today is a big place now. I had to work hard. I had to raise money. I'm still doing it today. What legacy are we leaving behind? It's not how much work I do or how much good I do. What are we leaving behind? Every person is an individual. Every person is valuable. And every person should have an opportunity.